got some more glue. Let's get that stuck up. Done. I've managed to find one door check strap, but God knows where the other one is. This dog is insatiable with this car. You going for a ride? You going for a ride? I'm finding parts that need treatment everywhere at the minute. I'm not going to bother filming too much of this, but there's so much work to get done on this bonnet still and other areas of the car. I mean, I haven't wet sanded this at all, really, or properly, should I say. So I'm just going over it with 1000 grit paper. And yes, there are some areas, especially on the edge work, that need to get blown in again, basically. Just a couple of little bits. But we'll get it. Right, we all do it. I know we do. We're our own worst critic. I could probably paint this car 1000 times and still not be happy with it. But this just ain't good enough. I mean, I'm taking this back now with 1000. And it's got blemishes over it. It's showing up scratches, pits. In most places, it looks like it's just crying out for another coat of paint. It's looking dry, thirsty for paint. Even this wing I've been toying with, I can't get it any better than that. It might look good on camera maybe, but it really ain't. I mean, I've been polishing it. 3000 I've been sanding that with now, and honestly, that's where I'm at with it. I've experimented with different coarse pads, polishing pads, etc. And that's pretty much as good as it gets. Might be being a little bit hard on myself. It's the first time painting a vehicle, or vehicles, including the bus. Enamel paint, it's not probably the go-to paint that most people probably would do. Enamel paint, I think, is for the Land Rovers and the engines, you know, the industrial type coating paint that you're just going to hit it once with and be done with it. But obviously what I want to get done is to get that orange peel out, you know, get a decent shine to it. So the more comments on enamel paint, the better. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you think of it. I'm going to try and get a little bit more of this interior foam in before the headliner. I hope this is right. What I'm going to do when that's dry, I'm actually going to fold that back over, give me double the thickness. And get this rolled out, get another coat on that bonnet. Okay, there it is, got it off, and a little bit more of a close-up. Hopefully you can see what I mean. Look at the scratches on there. And even with polishing, they just ain't coming out. And this is going to be the last coat. It's going to be the saying that I hate to say afterwards. It is what it is. In other news though, I've got that quarter light refurbished a little bit. There's a couple of holes in there that I've filled and just giving it a little lick of paint just to protect it. And also that part for the Beetle door. I ain't going to let it get to me. I'll get it done. Still got a bit of dust and that in it. This ain't a professional spray booth. And the gun wasn't regulating, I found out halfway through properly. It was spraying and it will slowly run out. And I think it was my water trap regulator on there. Got to sort this out. I'm actually going to move that away from that fixing. So of course, me spraying this panel actually limits me in what I can do next. So I've got to find something non-spraying to do really. And of course anything that doesn't kick up dust or dirt. Probably just go and have a cup of tea. I think I'm going to check that I've actually got the right headliner for the Beetle. Pretty sure I have, but there's just that little bit niggling at me saying it could be the wrong gear. Too bad if it's wrong. I've had it a while now. That's lucky, it is the right one. It's a TMI headliner and there's loads of bits to it, so I'm going to have to watch a couple of videos on that. Guess I'll cut that door pillar piece myself then. Got a wrapped up hammer ready for when I start doing that. Got a little guest here. Don't know whose cat that is. Hello? Hey. What are you doing in here? See you later, mate. Checking your work out here. Good job, my dog's just done a runner. Still clearing this door down. It's actually worse than I remember. Loads of rubbing down to get done. Just going to start to inspect the Beetle harness, tidy it up a little bit, maybe put it in, the main body of it anyway. So the wires that are exposed are the blue, which is from the generator to the dash warning light, or from the regulator should I say, to the dash, and the green and black, which I believe is a indicator wire. The whole loom's actually been cut and spliced before. Everything else doesn't look too bad, so I may replace the blue and the green and black from this point, which would be the heater channel, all the way up. Obviously that's the bit I want to repair out, all the way up to the fuse board. Now I'm also missing the thin red live wire for that interior light. That one is blue with red stripes on it, and that actually feeds the door switch to the interior light. Now I'm missing the length of that cable that will pass through the luggage area and into the other door switch. But lucky enough, I think I've found a small length of it in this bird's nest here. Now this came out of the 67 that I got rid of. Hopefully there's enough in there. I reckon that might just do it. Probably got at least 2 meters there. A little bit under maybe. I've managed to get the plastic sheath off the rest of the wires just to inspect them all. Looking good. Changing out those 2 wires. I've done the green and black already, and just replacing this complete blue length now. Got one of the beads in, and another one. Number 3 and 4. Just sizing things up really before I go to the reverse of that B pillar and smash the tabs down. Just get back inside, the old weather's looking a bit sketchy. Don't think that's too bad for a first attempt. Got a little mark just there, a little ripple, but can't seem to get that out even with the hair dryer. I think it might be just a storage crease as such. It might drop out. And I'm yet to sort the top out because I'm not too sure how the panels are going to be inserted in that bit yet. So what I've done is just knock this bead into the channel with a hammer, and then on the reverse side, by using a punch, just knocking those tabs inwards just to give it a bit more security. Now you've got to be a little bit more cautious when it comes to these bottom toothed grips, because if you've got like one of the teeth protruding outwards when it comes to wrapping your B-pillar liner around, you could actually pierce it. I mean, luckily enough I didn't. I just saw a very small bump in there and I thought, oh, hello, what's that? And it was just one of the teeth protruding ever so slightly. I'm also doing a little bit of pre-stretching with the hairdryer just to get these transportation marks out. Just heat it up a little bit and give it a little stretch. Hopefully it will get the worst out anyway. Got a few horrible indentations there. I mean, this was properly folded up in the box when I got it, but I think a lot of them will stretch out when I start putting it in. It is a little confusing with this headliner, and I've just got a little bit domesticated, done the ironing, got all these creases out of this panel here, but I'm hoping that the edges of the headliner cover the inside up underneath this window area, otherwise it looks like I haven't got enough pieces. I'm going to put them in a particular order that I think is pretty safe to play with. So next up is going to be the window surround, and then inserting those rear quarter pieces into the channels. The thing with this headliner is that it's completely different to any videos that I've actually watched. So this piece, for instance, actually continues all the way forward, whereas now I think it's actually within the headliner itself. Not totally over the moon with that. There are some wrinkles in that rear panel, but I'm hoping to get them later on once the headliner's in. I think it might just pull things in ever so slightly. Or hopefully they'll just magically drop out over time. Just doing a little measuring on the actual headliner piece itself, it looks as though I've got to take about 6.5 centimetres off of each headlining bow. Right, I'm going to step away for a little while, let it do its thing. Hopefully some of that sagginess will come out once I torque the sides up, but I don't think I'm going to get all those wrinkles out, to be honest with you. But I'll walk away for a little while. The old swear jar's getting a bit full up. Let's go and pay that in. So make it better than it was. I'll see you on the next one.